Welcome to episode 47 of my Yarny Corner. My name's Alex and I live in Yorkshire in the UK, and this is a podcast all about knitting and crochet. So welcome everybody. I hope that you're all okay and I hope you've had a lovely crafty 2 weeks. First of all, I apologise for the light. It's shocking. It's so dark. I've done what I can, but I'm aware that it's not brilliant. The joys of winter in the UK. What else was I going to say? Everything that I talk about in the video will be linked in the description box below. And there was something else I normally say. I can't think. Anyway, how are we all? Are we all right? Have you had a lovely crafty 2 weeks? It seems like ages since I've last podcasted, but it's really not. It has only been 2 weeks. So, my name is Alex and I have the My Yarny Corner hand-dyed yarn business with my partner Danny. I don't think I ever say this, but I'm going to introduce myself properly because there have been some new subscribers to the channel. So Danny is just here.
Hello everyone. Bye everyone.
So we run
the podcast.
He doesn't do the podcast episodes. He does lots of the vlogs. If you come along for the vlogs, you'll see Danny a lot on the vlogs and the kids. We have My Yarny Corner, which is our little hand-dyed yarn business where we sell hand-dyed yarn and accessories. There's project books, project bags, coasters, magnets. There's all sorts of things that come into the shop which are all knitting, crochet, crafty accessories. It changes often. We don't keep the same stock ever. We like to keep it mixed up, mainly because we do a lot of, obviously our business is what we do. So in order to keep it interesting for us, we're always just mixing it up. And that's the reason why you don't see the same things come into the shop. So we have the My Yarny Corner website, which is www.myyarnycorner.com. You can find me on Facebook. There is a My Yarny Corner group on Facebook, which I'm getting better at. You can find me on Ravelry at My Yarny Corner. I'm not brilliant on Ravelry, but if you add me as a friend, I will add you back. And the same on Instagram, which is my_yarny_corner. It'll all be linked below. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you back. And that's where I'll share all our stuff. We do have a Patreon channel. That will be linked in the description box below. If you search us on Patreon, you won't find us for some really weird reason. We are unsearchable on Patreon because apparently it is an over 18 only Patreon page. It isn't. It's just knitting, crocheting, crafts. That's all it is. But you need to follow the link that's in the description box below. It's on Instagram. It's on my Linktree. No, not Linktree. That's not what it is at all. Oh, on my Instagram link in the bio, it's on there. And it's on the YouTube channel as well. So there's plenty of ways you can click onto Patreon. And I think it's on the website as well. So that is everything, I believe. Shall we start the podcast? First of all, we have 2 make-alongs running. Last episode, we only had 1 make-along running. We now have 2. So my make-along is the hashtag Test Your Limits make-along. It started on the 1st of January, and the idea behind it is you can knit, crochet, sew, weave, whatever craft that you want, as long as you are testing your limits. And by that I mean pushing the boundaries, something you've not tried before or something you've tried that you find a little bit tricky, just something you're not as comfortable doing. That is the idea behind the make-along. It's just to push those boundaries. I think as crafters, we can all just get into the safe zone and just do the same thing over and over again. And it is nice every so often just to push your boundaries and see what you can do. So that is the idea of my make-along. It runs until the 1st of June. And you do not have to finish your project. It's running on Instagram only because I can't work Ravelry very well. So it's Instagram only, and you just put your picture on Instagram and make sure you put hashtag Test Your Limits underneath your picture, and that will be your entry. If you can hear the noise in the background, that's the dog snoring. I'm really sorry. Yeah, it's the dog. So Danny felt that he needed a make-along as well. He's never had his own make-along. So he wanted to run one alongside mine, which he wanted it to coincide with mine but be different. You all know Danny, if you watch the vlogs, He is the most laid back, relaxed person on the planet. His standard line is take it easy. He says it on the vlogs all the time. It is even on the bears that we put in the mystery boxes. It's even on the back of the t-shirt because it is Danny's line. He says it all the time. So he decided to have the hashtag take it easy Mel. So the reasoning behind Danny's is once you've had a little entry into my Mal, you might want to do something really relaxing, really easy, and enter it into Danny's Mal. It finishes the 1st of June, just like mine. They'll finish together. And again, it's run on Instagram. You can enter anything you like, knitting, crochet, cross stitch, sewing, weaving, art, whatever you want, as long as it's a craft. And it's just something that you find relaxing. So there are 2 make-alongs running. Go and have an enter. We will be drawing prizes after the make-alongs have finished on the first podcast that falls after. We won't draw prizes on a vlog if we're vlogging at that time. It will always be on a podcast episode, and we'll draw prizes on the first podcast after the make-alongs finish.
So there's 2 prizes up for grabs.
There's actually more than that. There'll probably be about 3 or 4. We'll have 2 each probably.
Edit me out.
If you are a patron, obviously, if you're a patron, there is always patron-only giveaways that coincide with any giveaway that we do. So there will be separate patron-only giveaways. So if you're a patron and you've entered in the Mal on Instagram, you've got 2 chances of winning because you could win the patron-only as well. It just, all the luck of the draw. And I think that's everything. Oh, one more thing before we get into the knitting. Let me have a slurp of coffee. At the moment on YouTube, did I just say U-Tree Yarncraft? Hi Diane. At the moment on YouTube, we are holding birthday bonanza vlogs and giveaways. I know not everybody likes the vlogs, so I'll just remind people on here that that is happening. It started yesterday and it's running till next Monday. The reason for that is we have a lot of birthdays at the beginning of January. We have Finlay's birthday on the 6th, my birthday on the 9th, which was yesterday. The podcast's birthday on the 11th, which is tomorrow, and Danny's birthday on the 16th. So because we have so many birthdays, it's just after Christmas. Everyone's feeling a little bit flat. We started it last year. We decided to hold a birthday bonanza on the channel just to cheer everybody up, spring into the new year and just create a bit of high energy for everybody, which I think is always a good thing. So that is happening now. And all you have to do to enter into the giveaways is leave a comment. That is all. There is nothing more to do. Just leave a comment and you will be entered into the giveaways. We are drawing prizes every single day for 7 days. And it's a lot of fun. Now I think that's everything. 8 minutes in. Oh my word. So, what have we got to talk about today? I do have a finished object and I have 2 whips, I think. Yes, 2 whips. I don't feel like I've got a lot to talk about. And I was talking on the vlog this morning, I was saying the same thing. And I always think this at every single podcast episode. I never think I've got a lot to talk about. And then before I know it, I'm 40 minutes in and I've waffled on about something. So I'm just going to start. My first finished object, I'm going to have to pop a picture on the screen. So I'll pop that here. These are my fade socks and they're the new yarn that we brought in for Birthday Bonanza, and it's a fade yarn. It comes in 2 50-gram cakes and it will give you 2 identical socks. So they are mine. I absolutely adore them. I don't have them here to show you because I've been wearing them and I thought, oh, they'll be fine to show when I've been wearing them, and I got them out this morning and know they need washing. So I don't actually have them here to show you. But I just cast on some vanilla socks. I did a shadow wrap heel, my standard 64 stitches, and they're absolutely beautiful. So they are my only finished object this week. And actually, I've got a little bit of a thing to talk about with this. I was watching Tina the other day. You know Tina from Simply in Stitches. So I was watching her the other day and she got on talking about socks. And she said, we all need to be discussing this. And I was shocked. So the question is, how often do you wash your socks? Now, I have a lot of pairs of hand knit socks. And by a lot, I think I've got like nearly 30 pairs of hand knit socks. Sorry about that. There was a cat fight. Stuart again. He's been doing it all morning. Honestly, I don't know what's wrong with him this morning. So, yeah, when I wear my socks, I just put them straight in the wash. That is not because I just think they need washing. It's because it's what I've always done with commercial socks. And Tina was talking about this the other day. And she brought up some really good comments. She was saying she wears hers for 2 to 3 wears before she puts them in the wash. I hadn't even considered it. And she was asking the question, how often do you wash yours? And she was talking about somebody that she watches that gets, up to 10 wears before they put them in the wash. Now, for me, it's a bit of a pain because I'm always washing socks. And she was saying, we want to avoid putting these hand knits through the wash as many times as we do. And you don't need to wash them every day. I mean, like Tina, I'm not dirty. I shower. My feet aren't dirty, so I don't need to wash them every day. So I went back through. I have a bag where I keep all my hand knit socks. Interruptions again. Yeah, so I do not need to wash them every day. And the only reason I do is because that is the habit that I have been in. So I went back through my bag of socks for the wash and I've started wearing them more often. So what I'm going to do now is make sure I get 3 wears out of my socks before I put them in the wash. So my question is to you, how often do you wash your hand knit socks? And Tina, thank you so much for bringing that up. It's a really good subject and it is something we should be talking about. I really think we should. So I am, from this point forward, going to be making sure I get more wears out of my hand knit socks and keep them out of the wash for as long as I can. I do put mine through the machine. I don't hand wash them. I put them on a wool cycle and I put them all. I wait till my bag's full and then I put all of them into the washing machine together with anything else that needs to go in on a wool cycle and I just wash them all together. But yeah, what a great thing to be talking about. So that's my only finished object, by the way. Shall we get on to whips? I'm going to show you my smaller whip first. So it was my birthday yesterday. I was very, very spoilt for my birthday. I did get lots of delicious yarn. The first one I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm not going to go through what I got for my birthday here because I've shown it on the vlogs and I don't want to be repeating myself, but you'll see it as it comes. As I'm talking about things, you'll see it. So my friend Shelley got me the West Knits Year of the Socks. Honestly, I was just like, oh my God, I was blown away. I'd been umming and ahhing about buying the pattern. I'd seen the painting bricks socks initially and thought, I don't know. It's a lot of weaving in of ends and I really wanted to do them. Then I was trying to talk myself out of them. She bought me the book. And they were the first socks that I've cast on and I can honestly say I am absolutely in love with these socks. So let me get the pattern. I didn't print the first page of the pattern, so I'm going to have to sort of show it like that. These are the socks. They are beautiful. So I've cast them on. Now, I did cast on a larger needle, so I've cast them on a 2.75. With it being a lot of slip stitches, I didn't want to do it on my normally I'll do a 2.5 or a 2.25. And I just thought there's a lot of slip stitches in there. It's going to pull the sock in. So I've cast on a 2.75. I don't know if I've done the right thing. So make your own decision on this. I could have made a mistake. I don't know until they're finished and I get to try them on. Now, as you can see in the pattern, they are aimed to use up lots of little scraps of yarn that you've got for the actual bricks, the painting bricks socks. And again, I was like, I don't want to be weaving in all those ends. Now, for my birthday, I got this beautiful yarn. Oops, a daisy, I'm dropping stuff. Which is from Attic Spin Dye. It's called Cherry Medley. It was a 50-gram skein of yarn. I just think it's gorgeous. In my stash, left over from my Starflake, I had this gorgeous yarn that Danny dyed me, which is just beautiful. This is called Mellow Yellow and it's just gorgeous. And I just thought, oh, look at those together. So I've cast on. Are you ready? I am so excited about these. And I'm going to say these are the most fun knit ever. I was watching Davina last night from Little Workroom Crafts, and she is making some in Manchester United colours for her brother. Hers are stunning. She's done hers a little bit different, so if you're worried about the painting bricks, you can do what Davina has done and keep the foot of the sock plain. Hers look really, really nice, and I think that's a really good idea. I'm not going to be doing that because I want these for socks around the house, so I want to do the entire painting bricks, but I really like Davina's idea. So, look, just look, aren't they amazing? So, because I've only got one colour running through, I do not have all the ends to weave in. Let me see if I can. That's the inside. So I'm just carrying the yarn and it's working really, really well. And I absolutely love them. They are so fun to knit. They really, really are fun to knit. I absolutely love them. They're kind of just knitting themselves, because by the time you've done one thing, you think, oh, I'll just do the next section so I'm ready to go back to the brick. And then you think, oh, I'll just do another brick. And then you think, oh, I'll just do the next section so it's ready to start on the brick when I come back to it. And they're just knitting themselves. They are absolutely gorgeous. Now, Davina was saying on her channel yesterday that he's got a different type of heel. You all know I always do the shadow wrap heel. Always, always, always. It's my favourite heel in the world. I'm not a huge fan of the heel flap and gusset. But saying that, I put a pair of early socks on the other day with a heel flap and gusset. So one pair of my first socks that I'd made, and they were actually really comfortable. So I was thinking anyway, I might try a heel flap and gusset. Anyway, sidetracked. Davina was saying on the heel, it's like on the heel flap, it's a garter stitch, and she was saying it was so much fun to do. So I am going to do the heel that is called for in this pattern because I really want to try that. I've never done a garter heel flap before, so I'm going to give it a go. Oops. New heel and all that, add it into the test your limits mail. Not that I'm eligible for prizes, but yeah. So also on these socks, he does the cuff differently. I haven't done it because I wanted a standard cuff. He does a fold over cuff. It looks really, really nice, and it's designed to give you a really stretchy cuff. So if you are somebody that needs more stretch in your cuff, I like my cuffs tight, you see, which is why I didn't do it. But if you like a stretchier cuff, it's a fold over cuff in the pattern. It looks amazing. And yeah, it's just look. Them colours are just beautiful together, aren't they? I'm so, so pleased with them. I really am. I absolutely love them. So I'm just working away on those. I'm not sure how many bricks I'm going to be doing for the leg. I want to get the leg to 6 inches. That's my new sock leg length. That was a mouthful. So I'll get that to 6 inches. So I don't know how many bricks that's going to be yet. But yeah, really like them. They're so much fun. I'm so pleased I've got the pattern. So with the West Knits Year of the Socks, you can buy the patterns individually. But I was watching Stephen's video, that was yesterday as well, I think. And he was saying if you bought all the patterns individually, it's almost, or it is double the price of buying the Year of the Socks. So like I say, my friend Shelley bought me the Year of the Socks. So I've got a pattern for every year, and you actually get 13 patterns. So the first pattern, you get the painting bricks and the cabled trellis socks in the first, straight away when you buy the pattern. The cabled trellis socks are also really, really gorgeous. I did have a little bit yesterday of a little bit of a drama with a cast on. It's here. Let me just find it. Oh, I've got some more sock patterns here. Before we get into the next whip, I cast on these socks, which I've been wanting to cast on for so long. It's the By the Fire socks by Debbie George, which is this. And I cast them on yesterday and I pulled them back twice because I kept going wrong. And the third attempt, I just pulled them back and I was like, no, I'm not in the right headspace. So I did have a little bit of a drama with this pattern. This was supposed to be my entry for Denise's Year of the Sock. The first prompt is snowdrops. If you're following the hashtag on Instagram, it's hashtag Year of the Sock 2023. She did it last year. It's fantastic. Go over to Denise's channel and she'll tell you more about it. She gives prompts each month for what you've to make. So I haven't got my socks for this month and I'm really gutted because last year I did it all the way through and only missed November. And it's looking like I'm going to miss January this year. I'm absolutely gutted. But unless I can figure this pattern out and try it again, I don't think it's the pattern at all. I think it's me. The pattern was really clear. I just couldn't do it. So I'm going to try and get that entry done. I'm kind of like at the minute, I don't want to have too many whips on the go. I did that a lot last year. I become really stressed out if I've got too many projects on the go and I don't want to do it. So I'm trying to be more mindful of what I'm casting on. And I cast both the honeycomb socks, the painting brick socks, and those ones on yesterday. And then I thought, do I want to cast on again? So I don't know, but I would really like to make sure I get this entry in for the Year of the Sock. But I do have some other patterns. I got this one. This was a free pattern when I got it on Ravelry at Christmas. I'm not sure if it still is. Which is by Nancy Wheeler, and it's the Let's Stay Home socks. So I could do those. My idea was to do a white cuff, and then I have, this is the closest I've got to green for the stem of the flower. I mean, I know that that's got blue in it. We'll just call it a mouldy flower. I don't know. But I thought I'd do a white cuff and then the rest of the sock in that colour for a snowdrop. So I could do these ones and get my entry in. But I also have this gorgeous pattern. This was gifted to me by Alice, who has the Socksy Nana Alice podcast. She's absolutely lovely. I love Alice so much. And she sent me an email just after Christmas, and she said she was gifting me this pattern for my birthday, which was just so nice of her. And it is the Ode to Joy socks. They are colourwork socks, which I'm so excited. And she said they're for your Test Your Limits, Mal. So I really would like to make these and put them in my mal. So I could do these as well. You see, if I missed off that bit at the bottom and just did this white and then the rest of it green, it would give a snowdrop effect. There are some sock patterns called snowdrops as well if you're all looking for ideas. But I would really like to do these socks as they are because they're absolutely gorgeous. So thank you, Alice, so much for that pattern. It was so lovely. And I'm really looking forward to casting these on. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing sock-wise at the moment yet. We'll see. And I have one more whip. That is all. I'm lying. I'm totally, utterly lying. I do have other whips, but one more active whip that I'm working on. So my last one is the Starflake shawl. So I've cast this on for Mandy's Make Along, which is the Starflake FO for your finished objects. Starflake, just to show progress on Instagram. So there's going to be a lot of podcasts linked below. It gives you something to watch. Vlogmas is finished. You need more podcasts. I will link Mandy's channel below so you can go and have a look. When she said she was doing the Starflake, I was so excited. I got the pattern last year, cast it on, chose completely the wrong colours. It didn't work. And I frogged it and then didn't recast it on. But it's a pattern that I've wanted to make for such a long time. So when she said she was holding a Starflake make along, I was straight there. Couldn't wait to cast on. I was nattering at her during Vlogmas, like, when can we cast on? When can we cast on? Until she eventually gave in and said, right, you can just cast on before the 1st. It's fine. So it was supposed to be a 1st of January cast on, but she did in the end, possibly due to my nattering, say that we could cast on early, and I cast on Christmas Day. Danny dyed me the yarn for it. So I was just so excited. I was just like a kid at Christmas. I just couldn't wait. So I'm going to show you my progress. I tried really hard to have this finished for this episode, but the rows are so long now, it just wasn't going to happen. But I'm not far off finishing. So I will show you the picture first, which is... That is the Starflake. It's designed to use two colours, two skeins for a main colour, two skeins for a contrast colour. So 2 skeins of each colour, and that is it. And I went against the grain. Danny dyed me this colour, which is this beautiful... He called it Mellow Yellow. It's like a peachy yellow. It's beautiful. And the blue, which I can't actually find, this one. So he dyed me these 2 colours for the Starflake. Now, it's so big now. Oh, sugar cane flower pots. Put that back in there. Oh. He also dyed me as a surprise yarn for Christmas this gorgeous, it is that bright hot pink, which you all know me and pink, I absolutely love it. So you start off doing these, before I show you the shawl, I know a lot of you have already seen it. You start off doing these quadrangles here. You start off here. So you do main colour contrast, main colour contrast, main colour contrast. I did main colour contrast and got to here and thought, ooh, what if I had the pink? And I ummed and ahed. And then I just thought, if I don't like it, it's only a quadrangle, because you do the quadrangles and you pick up stitches for your next colour. I could just pull it out. It doesn't matter. I'm not frogging it. I'm just pulling that quadrangle out and then just picking up the stitches again in the correct colour. So I wasn't really losing anything by trying it. Now I've got a bit of a yarn tangle going on. Hang on. I've got it on the biggest cable that I have, and still it's not big enough. This is it. It's very puckered up because the cable's too small, but I absolutely love it. I'm so pleased I put the pink in it. I did do the brioche section. That was the aspect that was going into my make along, which is the Test Your Limits mal, and I absolutely love it. So pleased I did the pink. There is a section on the pattern where you can bind off early. Now, initially I was like, no, it's a Stephen West, go big or go home, I'm doing the full thing. But I have gone back and looked at a number of podcasters that have made the Starflake. I'm just going to get that wrapped back up and get it back in the bag, because I'm so panicking them stitches are going to come off. So let me just get it safe. The bag's too small. Should have put it in a bigger bag. So yeah, I've watched a number of people that have made the Starflake, and it's very, very big. To cast off early, I'm only missing out on 12, 14 rows, which isn't a massive amount, I don't think. It's about this much of knitting, so I'm not going to be losing much. I'm still going to have a big shawl, but I just... Seeing the bit that I've looked around, I watched Ellie, there was quite a few podcasters that have made it and have just said how big it is. I want to be able to wear it in winter, even now. So I am going to do the early cast off. So that puts me, I've got one row, and then I need to do another complicated row in the hot pink, and then I'm literally on to the last few rows, of which there are 12, 14 rows, and then I'm on the bind off. So I'm not far from finishing it. I'm hoping to have it finished by next episode. I just think it will make it more wearable. I love the fact that Stephen West is so big. That's what I like about it. But I'm aware that the Stephen West is humongous. So I'm still going to have the big shawl, even with doing the early cast off. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's it for whips. I have got another cast on today, which I'm going to do today. And I need a little bit of help with it, to be honest. The idea was, after I'd done the Starflake, I was casting on the By the Fire cardie for my Test Your Limits Mal. I have the pattern. I haven't got the yarn yet, but I have the pattern, and that was the next plan. But all through this, I've been eyeing up the Stephen West bubble cardigan. I've been saving yarn for it for quite some time because you need 7 skeins, so it's a lot of yarn. And I wanted to do it in hand-dyed yarn, which normally you all know, if I'm doing a garment, I will do acrylic. But when I did the cardigan, the Advent cardigan at Christmas, I love it so much. Absolutely love it so much. It's my favourite garment. So I wanted another one like that. Like I said, normally for garments, it's acrylic all the way for me. And the By the Fire cardigan will be in acrylic. But I just wanted something else that was similar to my Advent cardie, where I've got some lovely hand-dyed yarns in it. So for a few months now, I've been hoarding yarn back that I think will work. So I had held back this, and these two. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was holding these, and then I was thinking, I don't think these go together so well. I wanted it more dark and moody. So I kept on stashing yarn. Then I had this. And I kept on stashing yarn. And then I got this one for my birthday, which is from Attic Spin Dye. And this is Moody Rainbow. And I really liked it. And I thought, ooh, that could be the colour that I'm waiting for the Starflake. So for my birthday, Danny dyed me 2 main skeins. I think you only need 1, but I wanted to be sure. I wanted to have 2, so as the main colour for the cardigan. And I definitely wanted black. So that's colour 1. I've got a second if I need it. Now, I started putting colour palettes together yesterday, and I thought I had it all. I had, what did I have? I had that one, that one, that one, that one. I had these, which you really can't see. I had those. I don't think I like it. So I went back to the drawing board, and I thought, keeping the same colour family with these and this one, which would keep the same colour family, plus a black, and then, where's my brown gone? Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have, oh my God, this is not going to work. These. Then I thought 2 pink. So I'm totally undecided. That is definitely going in it. I really like this one in it, but it's a high twist and it has less meterage. So I don't want to use it and then run out of yarn because it's a high twist and I don't have so many meters on. So I've said no to that one. I really want to use this one. I got this at Yarndale and I really, really want to use it. You can see I've been caking yarn up getting ready for this. I really like them too. I really like a brown with it. I'd really like, ooh, I think we're getting there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I really like those 4 together. I really, really like those 4 together. Okay. This was the other one I wanted in. This is not working. You can't do this. This is where I lose it. Because once you start adding more of a similar colour... Oh, I'm just dropping yarn everywhere. I can't do this. Once you start adding more of a similar colour, you start to lose it. I really like those 4 together. Let me put them down there. And then I need to decide which other yarns. I would like a blue with it. That was the one I was adamant was going in, and that is a little bit dramatic. It's got speckles of black in it, and I really like that. And then I just don't know. I don't know. I just can't decide. So I think what I'm going to do with that today... Have I shown you the pattern? I don't think I've shown you the pattern. I think I just went into, oh my God, what am I going to do? Help me with colours. Sorry for turning round. This is a pattern. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I've seen other podcasters that have made them. They are gorgeous. So I think what I might need to do is cake all the yarn, or at least unskein it so I can see the colours properly, and then take it from there, make a decision from there, I think. But I will decide today. It's fine. I love this one. Absolutely love it. Do you know, I go through so much black, it's crazy. I always need black yarn. This isn't black, it's dark grey. But I go through so many skeins of this a year. I really do. Danny said to me this morning, I thought you said you needed 2. I said, no, I said, I'd like to have 1 for a spare. And then I've got it if I need to dip into it, but I will always use that colour. So, yeah, I don't know. Help me out with colours. I really like the dark and moody. You all know my Advent cardigan is very, very bright. Excuse me, and in your face, which I also love. But this one I want a little bit more dark and moody. So I've no idea. It needs a red with it, I think. No, that might throw it. I've got enough colours there to find. Anyway, I think that's everything for the knitting content, at least. Life-wise, there's not been a lot going on. It was my birthday yesterday. We had such a lovely day. Danny and the boys made it so special. I didn't have to lift a finger. Danny did everything. He made me coffees and he just spoilt me rotten all day. It was just lovely. Finlay had his birthday last Friday and he had an absolute fabulous day. He'd been saving up for the new Xbox for his birthday. Well, not for his birthday. He'd been saving up for the new Xbox. So for his birthday, we put the rest of the money to for him. So he got the new Xbox, which he was absolutely over the moon with. He had a great day. He had a McDonald's for his dinner. We went and sat in McDonald's and he had a McDonald's for his dinner. Then he got a McFlurry as well, which I don't normally do. So he had an absolute fantastic day. And then it's Danny's birthday next week. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a busy couple of weeks getting ready for birthdays. And, of course, birthday Bonanza is happening as well. So you guys all get to come and join in the celebrations with us, which is actually the best part. This year, I had so many birthday messages. Honestly, I felt just like the luckiest person in the world. So many people wished me a happy birthday, and I've never had that before. It was just so special. I even had, and I know I talked about it on the vlog yesterday, but the most special thing was one of my friends left me an Instagram voice message and sang happy birthday, which was just, I was like, oh my God, that was like the best gift ever. It really was. So yeah, it's been a little bit busy. Jack's doing really well. I know you've all been asking. He's doing really, really well. It's all healed. He's been discharged by the vets. He just needs his fur to grow back now. If you don't know, we had a little bit of a drama with our cat Jack over Christmas. He came in, it was the week before Christmas, it was actually the Tuesday before Christmas. He'd been out and he came in with a tail injury. Looked like he'd been bitten by something. We thought we would go to the vets, he would get a course of antibiotics, and we thought that would be the end of it. In actual fact, Jack had been bitten by a squirrel and it had instantly killed his tail. And he had to have emergency surgery that week to have it amputated. So he had emergency surgery on the 23rd of December. It was so dramatic. It was just horrendous. I was just worrying and it was just awful. But he's absolutely fine. I'll tell you a funny story though, honestly. Oh my God. So I've told you all, after his surgery, I felt so sorry for him because he doesn't like the vets. And I'd been buying him pouches of Sheba. Normally our cats have Tesco's own tin food. There's a lot of the cats, so we've got to keep the costs down. But he'd had surgery, so I thought I'm going to treat him with some Sheba because he was having his medicine. He had like painkillers and stuff. And our cats, they prefer biscuits. They like meat, but they prefer biscuits. But with Jack and his... Okay, I've missed a bit out there. So when I put meat down, they don't finish it all. A lot of it will just stay out and then it'll end up going in the bin. They do eat a little bit, but they don't eat loads. So Jack had to have his medicine and I had to put it onto his food. So I bought him the Sheba to ensure that he would eat his food. Anyway, he loved the Sheba. I think he was on that for like 4 days. And he just thought he was the most pampered cat on the planet because he had Sheba. He was totally spoiled. I felt so sorry for him because he'd been to the vets and he had to keep going back for checkups, and he'd get the cage out and he'd cower and he had his cone on, and you felt so sorry for him. So it came to his discharge day, and by this point he had his cone off and he was just going for his discharge appointment. And same thing, the cat box comes out, he's cowering in the corner, he's crying all the way there. We get into the vets, he's in his basket, he's cowering. We got into the vets and the nurse came and she got him out on the table. She goes, "Oh, hey, old Jack." And she got him out and he's immediately like this. He's on his back, he's got his belly out. And I looked at him and I went, "You're not cowering at all." And she went, "Cowering?" She goes, "Oh, no, he was lapping it up when he had his surgery. We were having loads of attention. He had a great time." And I felt really like, you've conned me. You made me think that you hated this place and it was so traumatic for you. And the nurse said, no, he had a great time. He was getting all of the attention from all of the nurses. He wasn't scared at all. He was absolutely fine. And I just thought, what a little monkey. I felt really cheated. So he's not scared of the vets at all. It was a route to get more Sheba food and pouches and more attention. But no, he's doing absolutely fine. It's not affected him in any way. He's jumping just like he normally would. It's not affected anything. He's just got a little tail this big now. It looks a little bit weird. I'll be pleased when his fur's grown back. But he's fine. And I think that has been literally everything that's gone on over the past few weeks since I spoke to you last. There's been nothing really happening. Yeah. So thank you all for joining me as always. And I hope that you all have a lovely, crafty 2 weeks. If you're not joining me over on Birthday Bonanza, then I will see you in 2 weeks. And if you are joining us on Birthday Bonanza, I'll see you tonight. Bye, everybody.